I should say, I take this opportunity to congratulate Anamika and wish her all the very best for her all future endeavors and welcome her for this program. I hope this will be very nice interactive session. Welcome, Anamika. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for including me in this, and I'm seriously grateful to everyone, to Kumar Mohan sir and Darshana ma'am. I'm really grateful to everyone, and as part of this function, yes, age is not a factor, and age is certainly not a factor. It's the teenager time, and we can also have certain kind of perspectives, or we may have to change something, or we may have to write about something, or we may have some feelings about something. And yeah, yes, I basically write about the things that people should know. And like, age is not cool. Like, as a 15-year-old, I might be feeling you know some kind of uh weirdness, or like, due to my age. And it can also be written as a praise. Writing doesn't need any beautification or something like that. I can write whatever I want. You too can write, like, about your feelings if someone is ignoring, or if you are being like in a paranoid situation or anything. You can just write it into your own words. And basically, reading is one of the factors which can affect, and yes, it can improve your writing skills. And I've been in my last poetry, The Shadow of the Landscape. It's mainly about nature, but I have included something like, some empowerment and something like that. I'm of this age, but I won't be hearing much about the social aspect. But what I have heard till now from the atmosphere I've been through, I think it can also be related into the poetry. Or if you write something, you just imagine something. You are sitting, I mean, you have entered this meeting, you think, yes, it will your day will be fine. But if something happens, you're just being lonely, you're sitting lonely, and you think you need a companion. So you just take a piece of pen and write something. You just don't have to check the vocabulary. You just write what you know. And it will be like, after getting a result or an output, it will be like, if you read anything inside it, you can understand that you have a companion and you're not alone. That's what I do. I'm probably home alone. And like, last year, my parents went to the job and I was sitting alone. So yes, the writing was one of the things I did during my free time, even though I had a lot to study. But I'm pretty sure that studies will not affect our curricular skills or something. You know, Yes, everything can be about studies. We are coming to school, we are just studying the things, and we are scoring more marks. And yes, it can be put into the effort, but the way, after some age, after 10 or 20 years, you're starting to know people, especially this lockdown, and we have a huge desperation. But after a particular age, we can just think that the society is acting in that way, and we can at least suppress, or we can move on. So writing can definitely mold your characteristics, or the way you should behave. And basically, yes, I think creativity, or the kind of cognitive, starts at a very young age. And yes, when you learn a new language, imagine you're gonna learn Spanish. Then after learning the basic, you can just write anything in Spanish, or just write about your feelings. If it is at least one sentence, or even one word, can make your whole life, completely different. So definitely, yes, I am just I would like to include writing as one of your hobbies. It can definitely change you. And you might be teenagers, or you might be children, but after some age, you will think you are not alone. You have a piece of book and paper that can completely change your life. Even if our parents might be going to work, or something like that. We might be alone, we might not have siblings to help. They might also be not satisfied about us or something like that. So I'm pretty sure a piece of book and a pen or piece of paper, it can definitely change your life like others. And in my last poetry, I mean, I'm also a normal child. I don't think I'm not special. You are, I mean, everyone is unique in their own ways. You can draw, you can write, or you can just, writing is like how we depict our emotions. So, yes, definitely, you should include like at least 10 minutes a day. Just think, or just make a paper blank, or just write something on a paper. Like if you hate someone, just think about hating someone and just write it away. If you like, if you're loving someone, just write what you love. Just read, just write. And yeah, so, and I was like, first when I started writing, I was like too much shy. I thought I couldn't write anything, and then after 2 years, I found out some mistakes that, like it's my basic, like it's what the least I could do, and I just started revisiting my past, and I thought, yes, I wrote some rubbish, and then I think I have improved in some way or the other. So, yes, and some are spontaneous writers, but some can take even years to at least complete one poem. And it's up to you, but what you write, you will not feel any kind of desperation, or like you feel you have a companion in your life. And yes, you all must at least try writing one day, or you can just start now or today. You just take one paper, you just include everything. You are studying and you think like you studied enough, and you take a piece of paper, you write something. That's it. That can literally change your life. That can really change your life, in my opinion, to be honest. And yeah, I'm here to talk about why I started writing and how can writing change the world. If you have some untold stories, okay, you imagine you are being affected from some man, I mean some things inside your home. Like if you want to change something or change the concept, or for example, yeah, when a baby is born, like it's like things are divided into male and female. Boy child is given games, consoles, and everything. At the same time, a girl is given makeup, Barbie set. I don't think all girls are interested in these kind of Barbie set. When I was young, my parents used to give me such kind of you know things to cuddle with. At the same time, when my brother was young, he was given a lot of mechanical things, and he couldn't even use it now. And I don't think like I was entirely different. And yeah, I'm just a computer student, and I am doing programming. I'm good, I guess. And my some of the other teachers are like, boys are so much, they can do more programming. They can you can't do like that. You don't have that logic to do. And it's so much ridiculous in this 2021. Things are changing. The news, like women are given more importance. And if you think, and I also wrote something about that, like I don't think there must be any differentiation between genders. I like, uh, okay. And especially for boys. I know many of the boys who are interested in makeup, dancing, but just because they are born into that gender, they are just not given permission to wear makeup or something like that. And at the same time, women are told to wear makeup, and we can't have more makeup. So things are completely changing these days. Yes, we have social media, we have things to act. So yes, if you think, yes, I just gave an example. So if you think something is, affecting your gender, or the people from your gender, you can definitely act. Or I don't think you have to be regressive. You should start a Facebook live and say, yes, I have to say such things. And you can just take a piece of paper and write, yes, today I need to say something to my readers. I need to say that I am being affected. A part of the society, they are being affected. And we need to change something. I know you are kids or teenagers, and we should say something that, like, okay, if for example, in school, like now it's online class and everything is gender neutral, but in schools, like, girls, boys, girls, boys are given a lot of physical activity period. At the same time, girls are into things and stuff like cleaning, artwork, and like it's entirely divided. And like, I told you, like when I was young, my parents used to give me these kind of adorable, so-called adorable. I don't think it was adorable much, because I don't think it had much use. But I think we could change something. These kind of writers did a lot to the society. We can just think, like, for example, the freedom fighters, they wrote a lot of things about, freedom, and the struggle for India. They changed the world. These writings, the literature changed the world. The English Revolution in America and the things like that have a great role. And the printing press, everything has changed. Now we are completely free to write. Now we don't have restriction. And there was a time where women weren't allowed to write, and women used to publish the things with the man's name and all. But I think, no, now it's not like that. Yes, I'm a woman, but I think I can, like, you should also do something like that every day. You should think, if someone is affecting you, or something is affecting your whole gender, then you should really act. I don't think you should be aggressive, but you should say something into your anything. Just, academics isn't. Yes, I have got a question. It's for
That
mathematics.
we can last at the Q&A
Okay, I
session.
will just answer the Q&A at last,
Yes.
I guess. So yeah, I was telling about these things. You should start writing. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's the best thing you could do in your life. So yes, it's about confidence. We should definitely write. I think we all should do tasks like, you start writing. You just, any one of you can recite a poem, or just think about writing something into a piece of pen, I mean, into a piece of paper. Just write at least a word or a sentence. Just think about writing. Or yes, it would be cool. The interactive session would be cool if you're just saying some sentences. Like, I could also improve from your voice. Anyway, I'm saying that if you can change the world, then you are doing the best job than having much, so-called Indian, like, put into an education system. Like I was saying, the examples, like, it's for male, female, everything. And I have started to know such things when I was 10. And yeah, you should also write those things. It can definitely change yourself. I was a bit of introvert, and I didn't even talk much to people. When I was in eighth, teacher used to call me, like, teacher used to ask me why am I not interactive, and I told everything inside my book. I'm telling the things like, I can't change. You can also change. I know. I don't think everyone is like, so much cool-minded these days. We have a lot of struggles, but we are mostly away from the things. We are not even telling about the things. I think we should just definitely think about telling something. Or I don't think anyone will hear you. Everyone will betray you finally. So just write anything, and you can definitely enjoy your life. I'm not saying it like just okay. Reading is one thing. I am reading, and I listen to a lot of songs every day, and I think it can mold your creativity, like, and just hear about the perspectives of other readers. Then yeah, everything has changed. In this century, everything has changed. So probably you all must write. I think I should read one of my poems or something like that. Or you can just think about yourself, or you can just talk to me about any of the things you would like to say. Okay, I will just start with my poem. And yeah, I will just recite the poem A Writer's Life Journey. I think it will be suitable. It's my eighth poem in the book, The Shadow of the Landscapes. And yeah, I knew a fire blazing behind me. It was desire who scored to see the last days, what it could be, a dream for the night remembers me. I wrote in bits again, before some say to abstain, hitched down the scarred lines with emotions jerking twice. Blared against me some foes who wandered to see, without a favor in voice, again I wrote from straws. An output moved on me, with scribbled, pale papers, a poem, the wandering star, the gleam of joyful hearts. A writer is indeed a deal of delighted and anguished pathways he raced again as a continuing chime. Like one of the smallest thing I wrote. I think yes, we all. I think you all can write like about the things you're facing now or about nature. Just look at them. You know, people are currently exploiting things, and just think if you could write something, you're like giving a self confidence that you are changing the world. You're fighting against the things that are happening. I'm pretty sure you can definitely do something. And anyway, yes, so okay, and mm, okay,
Anamika, that poem you just recited, no, can you explain the
okay,
background of it? Yeah.
definitely. So I knew a fire blazing behind me. It was desire who sought to see the last days, what it could be, a dream for the night remembers me. And the thing is that I knew a fire blazing behind me. I told you I was an introvert and I didn't know there was a field called writing, and I knew something was there that I could, write into poem or convert it into emotions or something like that. And it was a desire. I had a desire who scored to see, who was searching for me. I mean, like usually people have desires who want to search for others, but this desire was coming for me. They knew I had a glazing fire behind me, and the last days what it could be, a dream for the night remembers me. I was like, when before I started writing, I was a bit away from everything. I thought it was the last night, and from the next day I could write. I could definitely change something, and I wrote in bits again before some say to abstain. Hitched on the scar lines with emotion just jerking twice. I wrote them in a piece of paper, and yes, before some say to abstain. I mean, like we are told to study more, so no one, our parents will not like, we have holding a piece of paper, then doing a lot of things inside it. Like they will be like, why are you wasting a lot of time? You could do something else. Like you could just study again, or you could just revise. Like some say to abstain. Like some parents, my parents were so much supportive, but some will be like, yes, you should concentrate more on studies. Like yes, you can do it in like weekends or any other thing, but study something first. And but I'm like, I need to do this thing and then I will jump into studies. Hitched on the scarred lines with emotions jerking twice. Yes, I was home alone and I had long loneliness and stuff like that. I was so, unable of certain things. Yes, life moved like eating, studying, then like sleeping, and that was only my journey. And I thought, including writing skills, would definitely change me. And with emotions jerking twice, I was away from my parents, so obviously I needed someone. But yes, this writing helped me. Blared against me some foes who wandered to sea. Without a favor in was, again I wrote from Thraws. And some people were against me. But yes, I'm just imagining, like if my parents weren't there for me to support me, yes, like I would have not even published a single book. I would have not even cared about myself. But some parents won't be allowing their children to spend their days talking about, I mean, writing and all. So, yeah, some foes who wander to sea without a favor in woes, again, I wrought from throes. Like, yes, so everything was changing, and at the same time, I started writing. Like there were some enemies, but I started writing. An output moved on me with scribbled, pale papers, a poem, The Wandering Star, The Gleam of Joyful Hearts. I got an output. I think I was 8 or 9, and now I'm 15. Reading that piece of article is making me have a cringe feeling that it wasn't even you know, good. But I think it changed my life. That piece of article has changed me completely, and an output began. Like that output was can be related to what I write today. And with scribbled pale papers, a poem, The Wandering Star, The Gleam of Joyful Hearts. Like, yes, a poem. Yes, like I care it as a star. Like I care it as I care that it as a separate person. I care them as a separate person who is a companion to me. The gleam of joyful heart, like is a light for a light into my life, is definitely. A writer is indeed a deal of delighted and anguished pathways. Like everything can struggle us and everything can enlighten us. And yes, a writer can coordinate between struggling and enlightening, and he or they raised again as a continuing chime. I mean, I'm just considering my articles as my companion, So yes, it was a continuing chime to my life. Yes, I still have the chime that I should write and I should wipe away the stereotypes. I don't think I can do it all by myself, and but I think I can change something. Like when I'm getting a bit more old, I think I can change something. But I can start writing. I can just improve the way I write, and then continue writing up to the age of 50. And I don't think age can affect us. So basically, this is the eighth poem of my book, The Shadow of the Landscapes. And yes, this book is completely about these things. And yes, some like female oriented thing, like a woman on the kitchen tiles. Then, yeah, uh, many things are there. Like a girl being emotional. Yes, and then I would like to read my poem, A Girl Being Emotional. But yes, yeah, a girl being emotional means I wrote it after that acid attack issues and all. Like, women are considered to be more emotional, and men are told not to cry. Like, it will affect their potential and things like that. But yes, emotion doesn't have a gender. A male person can write exactly the same way like I do. So I don't think emotions and the way we write has a gender. I mean, considering everything into like two, like male, female, I don't think it's good. So a girl being emotional, it doesn't mean a girl should be emotional, but when a girl is emotional, I think she should empower. She has something to say. So the poem starts like this. Acid shattered my face, not my spirit. The Dead Sea annoyed my brief look, but didn't tremble my nerves. Humanity called me impure, but I refused to drain my figure. The evil thrust me through blaze, but I, like phoenix, regained. They averted my voice and my struggle, but I didn't choose to concede. They pinched my skin with awful nails, but they didn't ruin my views. I'm a flower with elegant petals. It could be fallen or spoiled by waves, but from indoors I sweat like vigorous tails, born to delve for decency. So this is like a woman or a person who who is struggling a lot in their life. When we react there might be consequences. Like, I think it's writing is one of the best negotiating way of being aggressive. Like, instead of just being repulsive, like I want to change everything now and going a Facebook live, like having to struggle a lot being a writer and writing those things on a piece of paper, and when someone asks the definition of what we read, then we can definitely explicitly make it into effort that I'm talking about this, and they will feel that yes, what you're talking is completely true. And this is the way we could change. Like, people are of different sorts. Some doesn't believe everything, but if we have a book, it's like a solid piece of thing. I mean, if someone is giving us a book, and we will just read everything, and definitely it can change or mold our perspective or aspects or something like that. So being a writer and writing these things, it's definitely a kind of negotiating way to be repulsive or something like that. So, A Girl Being Emotional is a work I wrote. Like, it's about like everything that a woman face. Um, it's everything. Acid shatters my face, not my spirit. The Dead Sea annoyed my brief look, but didn't tremble my nerves. Yes, acid attack victims are there a lot, and what they say is, yes, that person or he or she, they can definitely affect my face, the way I look, but that doesn't mean I'm completely devastated. I have my own soul, I have my own spirit. Yes, like if people want to consider me like, something affected, then that's not my problem. And I have a spirit and I can just move on. I don't think my face or my appearance will affect at all. So my brief look, but didn't tremble my nose. I have my nose, I have my spinal cord, I can act at any time. I don't think, like, it's my constitutional right to defend. And humanity call me impure, but I refuse to drain my figure. So humanity can call me impure, like girls are, they are like they can't do anything. They are just brainless, as I told when teachers were like, is boys answer something. I'm like, yes, I know the same answer, and I used to respond quickly before boys used to do. And yes, like they can't drain my figure. If humanity calls me and my gender as something different, then that's not my issue. I have the constitutional right to survive. And but I, like Phoenix, regained. Yes, they averted my voice and my struggle, but I didn't choose to concede. And yes, they can avert my voice. They can even make me dumb, deaf, or numb, but they can't affect my personality. They can't make me concede, and they could never change the real me, the way I exist. It's like it depends on an existence. We were a zygote, then we changed to an embryo, a fetus, or like a baby, a cell division. Now we are a teenager and we are going to be an adult, and we are gonna die soon, and that's all a cycle. And I don't think a person should, a lot of cells multiplied and a lot of cells has died, and I don't think we should end everything. um I think we have a spirit inside us. I don't think we should just waste everything. And they avoided my voice and my struggle, but I didn't choose to concede. They pinched my skin with awful nails, but they didn't ruin my views. I'm a flower with elegant petals. It could be fallen or spoiled by waves, but from indoors I sweat like vigorous tails born to delve for decency. They pinched my slick. There is no privacy. If we are taught about bad touch and good touch, but people are not teaching their children not to touch someone like that. Like, not teaching their children that you should not consider a person like, someone you can ruin. No, like, people are, my mom told me if someone is touching like that, you should react, but never thought my brother or me like not to ruin anyone or not to touch anyone in an insecure way. So I think we all should change from that. We should definitely not do that thing instead of ruining others. And I'm a flower with elegant petals who be fallen or spoiled by waves. But from indoors I sweat like vigorous tales, born to dwell for decency. I'm a flower. You can spoil me because you can consider me as an acid attack victim or something like that. But I don't think I have changed inside. I sweat like vigorous tales. I can just change everything at a moment. I can just be explicit. I can just change you. I can just the person inside you, but I'm just moving on. That doesn't mean I am so much, in a dark condition that I can't move on. I can just move on like the way I was before. So yes, born to dwell for decency. Just I am moving on. I don't think someone can change me. Or if I'm an acid attack victim, then you should never consider my face as the part of my life. You should never consider the way I look as the part of my life. It's all about that. Appearance can't do anything. So my poems are related to this, and you can also write more than me. Yes, you might be talented, you might be having more skills, so you should put in the effort. And I don't think age is a necessary factor. You can, if you are just reluctant to publish a book or something, you can just collect everything and you can edit it, you can review it for years, and you can have help from others and just publish it at one age. Then that age you can, writing is, I repeat, writing is a negotiating way. We could change or we could be a rebellion, like through the, like, it's a pace where we could be a rebellion in the most peaceful atmosphere. And yeah, so you all must write. You all must definitely write. You all must definitely start writing. And I think if you have any questions, you can definitely ask me. I got something in Q&A. It was from Anna Lakshmi J. Ma'am, my question and the author is to the author is, how to be confident just like you, and do you really need to be talented to write a poem? Talent is something like we put into effort. Like, if I practice a lot, I can sing, or like if I think I can't sing, then that's not my way. That's definitely not my way. I shouldn't sing. But it's like if you write something, I think no one is going to judge your feelings. Like, writing is a rare talent. Like, if we sing, like if we have any kind of pitch incorrections or something like that, the audience will definitely react in a negative way. But if you can write and it's you're inputting your own feelings, so I don't think anyone can change you from, you should not write like this. I have met different personalities. They all told me one thing: it's what you write, it's how you behave, it's how your life is. So I don't think writing can, like no one can judge us from, from expressing our emotions and all. From where you get the Rudra Varshini told me, from where you get the ideas to write books and how you focus for an idea. I think, I'm just writing my own life or the things I face and stuff like that. And or maybe the things that are, like, some people can't just react, so we can also help them. If you have a friend who is suffering from any kind of depression or something in their family, and you know all these things, you can just write anonymously. You can say, so, an ex, she, like, she or he, or you don't have to define their gender. You can just write what they are suffering in your point of view or in their point of view. So I think everything is like what you write. I don't think ideas less. You are just a bit founded towards nature or something like that. Yes, you can just, start researching, or you are just writing about a personality, you can start researching. But talking about the things that are happening in our day-to-day life or the atmosphere, I don't think there has to be much research. We must be more, you know, concerned. Next question. Hello, this is Srishti from class 8, and my question to you is, you are an aspiring writer, so are you looking forward to become a writer or something else? That is like a good question, but you know, I am dependent. I can't choose my life. My parents are forcing me to be to have such a career. I'm definitely interested in writing, but I think I like my. It's India, so we can't just the students can't just decide about the things. My parents are telling me to become like something else, so I should definitely do that and then focus on my writing. So that's like, we can't be a writer. Like, it's your choice. If you have, kind of supportive or progressive parents, then you are so much lucky in this century. Like, you are the luckiest kid to be alive. And uh, yes, Devika Emaju. Ma'am, at what time you got an idea for a book? I started writing a lot. When I read my first article, I still cringe a lot. But I think yes, I think, I am ready to publish something. I think if I'm ready to give an output, then that can definitely change. Like, I'm like, it's up to you. If you don't want to publish, then yes, you can do it, or you can just publish it as a piece of letter or something. And if you want to publish, it's really good. Like, you are molding your own other side, the other side of your life, the other side of your exist. When did you, Harshita Kumari? When did you first realize you wanted to be a writer and your role model? Yes, I didn't know I was a writer. Like, till now, I think I'm just expressing my emotions. Role model, it depends. Sometimes I feel like some characters as role model, and if I see any negative side, I will just change that person. I think currently I'm just focusing. I mean, I'm just thinking to get one role model and all. When did you realize? Yeah. Hey, this is Badra from class 9, and my question is, have you ever faced writer's block? Yes, I have. I had a lot of conferences, and people were so friendly. Writing is a field where everyone change, like everyone, like if like when we for go for a family meeting or something like that, we just exchange our feelings. Writing is just like that. No one can judge us. You shouldn't write in this way. No, it's our right to write or express something, or just to speak out. So no one will like, writing is not like a talent like we sing. If we sing in a bad way, then it's definitely a problem. We should start improving. But writing, no one will say you should improve your writing skills. No, I think it's what we write. If anyone is saying, then that person is not at all, aware of what writing is. And writing is not a business. And why, Arundhati Dilip, did you face any difficulty while writing? Yes, there were some instances. Like, one example I'll say, we are extremely sad, and sometimes we won't be able to just swallow the food. Like, we have some experience, like we are extremely sad, especially it will be dinner time, and we are just something sad, and like, our brain will not allow us to swallow the food completely, so, and we will just leave it, and this not a problem. It's like our emotion, like restraining us even from eating. Yes, writing, yes, I feel like, yes, I don't want this line, I don't think it's suitable, and after writing I'll just review. If it is not suitable, or if it is like socially awkward or something, I will just complete. You should definitely be rational while writing, and things like that. I have one, Devika Imaju. I have one question. Which type of book do you like the most? I mainly read, like most of my friends are interested into these fantasies and something like that. But I am mainly interested into, like, the things we face, the society. Yes, I have read some empowering books, and I think we should move on to some serious stuffs. It's the age, it's the proper age, like we are learning, not finishing, exactly. Ma'am, my name is Ashra. I'm of class 6. My question is, ma'am, I'm not writing a book. I write those poems, and when I think I have to publish, I will actually publish it. And yes, I'm not writing a book. And Yes, I think we need to write a lot, and if we find something suitable, I will publish it. Ma'am, what's your intention for writing books? Yes, definitely at a particular age. I don't think, yes, I'm negotiating. So at a particular age, if I can change the whole thing, then it's definitely like I'm the most luckiest person if I'm going to change something. And it's a wonderful meeting because uh, Dr. Manjodi, she is like my Chariyamma. She has attended the meeting and I'm extremely grateful. It's like one of my parents noticing me. I'm so thankful. I'm so literally grateful for attending the meeting, ma'am. I love you so much because you changed a lot in me. And thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm thank you. I mean, I'm thanking everyone. I'm thanking everyone in this meeting.
No,
I
some
don't
of
know.
the books are there. Prarthana asked some question. Which book are you more emotionally attached to? And who's your favorite author?
Yes. Which book are you more emotionally attached to? I am emotionally attached to some. Yes, I think about depression or something like that. And I have different feelings. Like I used to read some, random books, and yes, I will continue, but I'm not interested in like I just read things that I think that it could affect me. What's your favorite underappreciated novel? I mainly the hobby is that I watch some Netflix series and I mainly go for the written version or the script or something like that. That is really good. Mm, like if you watch any movie, I really recommend you to find books like the script or the story behind like the author. Like some ma'am on Rudra Vashini, ma'am on which topic you like to write home most. It's about empowering. It's about the society. And yes, I do write about nature, but I'm just mainly, about my someone's thing into my point of view. That's I'm mainly and I'm mostly interested in such things. Yeah, and so great.
Namika,
Yes,
how supportive is your family for all these things?
my family is really supporting me. Like I think I'm so lucky. But yes, they are giving me, I mean, freedom, but at the same time I should study to like I should give more importance to studies, and then if I have enough time, then I can write. I'm able to write like
No, was it like this from the initial stages, or afterwards they understood that you have something to be a writer? Then they, after realizing that, they started supporting you, or from the initial stages itself, the same support
uh,
you have been getting.
my mom was really supporting me. She was the one who found out the writer in me, and my father was like, "You should like." First, it was like I need to concentrate more. Like I was in Calicut for 4 years, and it can definitely change my educational pathway. And my father obviously was like, you should concentrate more, and you should keep on writing, but you should not be like publishing and things like that. But after a long time, he's also like really supporting me, and I'm grateful.
Okay. One more thing is, I understand that you have published five books, four in Malayalam and one in English.
Yeah.
But I
Yes.
was, after listening to you, I expected the reverse. Could you please explain?
This is
Uh,
more more into
like
English.
I actually it is like first three. The fourth book is actually the Dewdrops, which is English, but I have taken some poems into the other, like the publication changed and all. And yeah, I have like there were only less English conferences. Like I was completely focused in the Malayalam, so I thought if this like if people could interact, like I also in Malayalam, if it is our mother tongue, it's the best way to express our feelings in Malayalam. Like rather than going into English, we should respect
ഒരു
our
ഒരു
mother
ഒരു
tongue.
ഒരു മലയാളത്തിൽ എഴുതി എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? ഒരു പോയം.
മലയാളത്തിൽ എഴുതിയത്
You
ഒരു
don't
second.
mind.
Yes, yeah, and
Because I told the children are from different areas.
I understand. It was
Yes,
out of my curiosity I'm asking. Okay.
Yes, even I want to know. And many
Yes.
children are here, Anamika, who are Malayalis, so they can understand.
Okay, definitely.
That's what Anamika
This is
stands
my
before you
second
as a role
കനിമീൻ
model.
ചിറകുകൾ. അത് എൻ്റെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ കവിതാ സമാഹാരമാണ്. പിന്നെ മൂന്നാമതായി ഞാൻ പബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്തത് നീലാംബരം എന്നുള്ള ഒരു കവിതാ സമാഹാരമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നീലാംബരത്തിൽ തന്നെ എല്ലാം ഇപ്പോ അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഇതായിരുന്നു എൻ്റെ ഫസ്റ്റ്. ഇത് ഞാൻ 8th സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡിൽ എഴുതിയതാണ്. ലൈക്ക് പക്ഷെ അതൊക്കെ വായിച്ചു നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇപ്പൊ നാലാമതായിട്ട് എഴുതിയ ലൈക്ക് നീലാംബരം അതൊക്കെ വളരെ ഡിഫറൻസ് ആയിട്ട് തോന്നുന്നുണ്ട്. ലൈക്ക് ഞാൻ ഇനിഷ്യൽ സ്റ്റേജിൽ എഴുതിയതും ഇതും അവസാനമായിട്ടും ഞാൻ ലൈക്ക് വളരെ ലൈക്ക് എംപവറിങ്ങും ലൈക്ക് ഈ സമൂഹത്തെ പറ്റി അങ്ങനത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഒരു ചേഞ്ച്, ഒരു ഡിഫറൻസ് തോന്നും. അങ്ങനെ ലൈക്ക് അപ്പോ മലയാളത്തിൽ സംസാരിക്കുക, മലയാളത്തിൽ എഴുതുക, മദർ ടങ്, അതൊരു ലൈക്ക് നമ്മുടെ കാര്യം തന്നെ എഴുതുന്ന പോലെ. ലൈക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമ്മളൊരു ഫോറിൻ രീതിയിലേക്ക് അവരുടെ പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് വ്യൂസിൽ അതൊക്കെ ചിന്തിക്കേണ്ടി വരും. ഒബ്വിയസ്ലി നമുക്ക് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പോയിംസ് എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എല്ലാം നമ്മുടെ ആ ഒരു കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് വെർനാക്കുലർ രീതിയിൽ എഴുതാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. മലയാളത്തിൽ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് അതിൻ്റെതായ ഒരു ലൈക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ജീവിതം തന്നെ അങ്ങോട്ട് പങ്കുവെക്കുന്ന പോലെ തോന്നുന്നു. പക്ഷെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് ഓൾസോ ഇപ്പം ഇംഗ്ലീഷാണ് ഇഷ്ടമെങ്കിൽ ലൈക്ക് സാഹിത്യത്തിന് ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഉണ്ടോ തോന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ തന്നെ ഇപ്പൊ ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ സ്പാനിഷ് പഠിക്കുവാണെങ്കിൽ ലൈക്ക് അതിന്റെ എല്ലാ ബേസിക്സും എനിക്ക് അറിയാമെങ്കിൽ ഐ വിൽ ട്രൈ ടു റൈറ്റ് ഇൻ സ്പാനിഷ്. അപ്പോ എന്തായാലും നമുക്ക് സ്യൂട്ടബിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള എന്താണോ അത് തന്നെ എഴുതണം. ആൻഡ് പിന്നെ മലയാളം കോൺഫിഡൻസിലാണ് ഞാൻ.
എന്റെ ഒരു തോട്ട് ഞാൻ ഒന്ന് ഷെയർ ചെയ്തോട്ടെ.
യെസ്.
ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നത് നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികളോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളൊക്കെ എഴുതുമ്പോൾ after we write something, we used to compare that with something that has already been published. അങ്ങനെ കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻസ് ഈസ് നമ്മൾ ചിലപ്പോൾ വിചാരിക്കുക അയ്യോ വാട്ട് ഐ ഹാവ് റിട്ടൺ ഈസ് നോട്ട് സോ ഗുഡ് അറ്റ് ഓൾ, സോ ദാറ്റ് ഐ ഷുഡ് നോട്ട് ഷെയർ വിത്ത് സംബഡി. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഐഡന്റിറ്റിക്ക് വി ആർ നോട്ട് ഗിവിംഗ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ടു അവർ ഐഡന്റിറ്റി, വി ട്രൈ ടു ബി വിത്ത് സംബഡി എൽസ് ഐഡന്റിറ്റി. അതല്ലേ നോർമലി ഈ റൈറ്റിംഗിൽ നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികൾ മുമ്പോട്ട് വരാത്തതിന്റെ പ്രധാന കാരണം ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കുന്നു. ഐ ഡോണ്ട് നോ ഇഫ് ഐ ആം റൈറ്റ് ഓർ നോട്ട്. വാട്ട്സ് യുവർ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ?
ഇറ്റ്സ് റിയലി റൈറ്റ്. ബിക്കോസ് ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ നമ്മൾ എഴുതുന്നതിനെ പറ്റി ആർക്കും ജഡ്ജ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. ഇഫ് ഐ റൈറ്റ് സംതിങ് ലൈക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പാടുകയാണ്, ഐ എം സിംഗിങ് ആൻഡ് ജഡ്ജസ് സേ ലൈക്ക് എന്റെ സ്വരം കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ഇതാക്കണം, ദാറ്റ്സ് ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി മൈ പ്രോബ്ലം. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും എഴുതിയിട്ട് ഇഫ് സമ്മൺ ഈസ് ടെല്ലിങ് മീ ലൈക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെയല്ല എഴുതേണ്ടത്, ഇത് മറ്റേ കുട്ടി എഴുതി നോക്കുക, അത് കുറച്ചും കൂടെ പെർഫെക്റ്റ് ആണ്, ഇങ്ങനെ അല്ല എഴുതേണ്ടത്, ഇതൊക്കെ ഇതാണോ, ലൈക്ക് ഞാനും അങ്ങനെ ഫേസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് കുറെ സർക്കംസ്റ്റൻസസ്. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ്. നമ്മുടെ ഇമോഷൻസ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ അതിലേക്ക് എഴുതുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ അത് നമ്മുടെ അവകാശം കൂടിയാണ്. ലൈക്ക് പാട്ട് പാടും പോലെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വരയ്ക്കും പോലെ അല്ലല്ലോ, നമ്മുടെ ഒരു ഇത് അതിലേക്ക് എഴുതും. സോ അത് എത്രമാത്രം പെർഫെക്റ്റ് ആണെന്നോ ജഡ്ജ് ചെയ്യാനോ നമുക്ക് അവകാശമുണ്ട്.
So there is no hard and fast rule for writing, right?
അതെ, there is no like it's our responsibility to care up. Like it's like our companion. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മുടെ ബ്രെയിനിൽ ഇരിക്കുന്ന എന്താണ് അത് നമ്മൾ എഴുതുകയാണ്. ലൈക്ക് എൻ എക്സാം. ലൈക്ക് നമുക്ക് ഇപ്പോ എന്ത് രീതി നമുക്കിപ്പോ ഗ്രാമാറ്റിക് കളക്ഷൻസ് നോക്കണം. ബട്ട് ബാക്കി ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് എഴുതുവാണെങ്കിൽ ലൈക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ ചിന്തിക്കാൻ പാടില്ലല്ലോ. That is not a good thing. And I strongly believe that there should be no poetry competitions and all. Like, I like them, but people are conducting competition. Like, ഒരാളുടെ മനസ്സിലെ ആ ഒരു വികാരങ്ങളെ കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നതിന് അവിടെ ഒരു കോമ്പറ്റീഷന്റെ ആവശ്യമൊന്നും തോന്നുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷെ
ഒരു തീം കൊടുത്തുകൊണ്ടാണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ നടത്തിയ കുഴപ്പമുണ്ട്. Because now when you are given with the theme, almost all of you will be getting the same kind of an idea or theme.
Yes. നമ്മൾ like how far we know about the topic. That is good. അല്ലാണ്ട് ലൈക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മളൊരു ടോപ്പിക് ഇല്ലാതെ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ബുക്ക് എടുത്തിട്ട് ലൈക്ക് കോമ്പറ്റീഷൻ, I don't think that's good. But it's okay if we are just writing just for winning, and it's how like what we write.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm so grateful. Like it's like one of my best memories.
I as the principal of the school, I am not happy. I should say I'm feeling very proud. Okay, because I am in my 50s. I'm talking to somebody who is in 15, but who has done something far better than even. I'm talking in terms of the literature aspect, my capacity. So I am meeting somebody better than me in that field. That pride I am having. Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
thank you, thank you for being with us. After the school reopens, I will invite you to the school as a guest to talk to the children live. So please don't
Yes,
hesitate to come. Please,
definitely.
please do come.
And the children were so active. Like I thought, Q&A session in my class and all, like people are so reluctant to ask and shy and all, but these children are so much
And
active and
and if possible, I may arrange a kind of a workshop for the children. Okay.
yes,
Let you also come and be with the part of the workshop to help them also. Okay,
yeah,
please. Thank you
definitely. And
so
thank you
much.
so much for
And
inviting me.
my thanks and appreciation to your parents also for supporting you so nicely. I hope they must be hearing, listening to me. If they are
Yeah,
listening to me, please convey my appreciation and thanks to them.
definitely. And
They
like,
have got a wonderful girl. Great.
thank you so much. And
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for inviting me. And thank you for all the participants. Like, they were so kind and, they asked the relevant questions. And thank you so much. I love your life and thank you so much.
Wait, please wait. We have a formal vote of thanks. It
Yes,
seems. Another.
Okay, sure.
yes, it's a formality, Anamika. So from actually this Readers Club, children are here, assembled here. And that's why you got nice questions because they are readers and writers also. Many are writers
Wow.
also. They are writing, jotting down their feelings and all. So we have our Gayatri Girish, as a representative of Readers Club, to say a word of thanks. Gayatri?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to all. It is indeed an honor for me to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. First and foremost, I would like to thank Ms. Anamika for coming to our function and sharing her experiences as an author with us. Your presence and support.
Please unmute your mic and give a clap to Anamika, all of you together.
Thank you so
Your
much.
presence and support towards writing inspired us to become young authors and also made us realize that age is never a barrier for anything. My heartfelt thanks to our respected principal Kumaramohan sir and our beloved librarian Darshana ma'am for organizing an authors meet and giving us a chance to interact with a famous author. I would also like to thank my dear teachers and schoolmates who attended this meet and made this event a grand success. Once again, thank you all for your attention and cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,